In this video, we're going to talk about how to get publicity for your events.
This video is brought to you by Appy Pie Academy.
Publicity is fantastic because it usually comes from very reputable websites and publications, and it can get you a lot of traffic quickly if you can pull it off. You should think about publicity as generally generating interest for your whatever you're doing with your events, and the more interesting they will be, the more natural publicity they'll position themselves to have. So first and foremost, think about the storytelling aspect of your event. Is there a story behind the event? Is there a theme? Do people accomplish something? Is it part of a movement? For example, let's say you decide, okay, tomorrow I'm starting like a Bitcoin workshop. Well, there's a movement of Bitcoin. People are passionate about it. People feel like they're onto something. There's excitement about it. Maybe there's like the hikes that I did. There's a story, shipwrecks during low tide. It's extra cool. It's way more interesting than boring old hike that anybody can do by themselves. And it's the same thing, walking versus walking, but look at how much more you can make walking more exciting. And so your part of it is the storytelling aspect to squeeze so much excitement and uniqueness out of the different parts of your event. And that very naturally translates into what's the headline of your event going to be. The headline is one of the most important parts of your whole event, because guess what? Boring headline gets ignored. An amazing headline gets clicked by your potential visitors, the attendees, but also by people who are journalists, sometimes for big publications. Like when I had my breakthrough with my events, it was because the Sunday paper published me. It would have cost, if I wanted to advertise, pay to be in the print version, not the online version but on the print version of the Sunday paper in an ad, it would be like $10,000 probably. But I got it for free. I got that level of exposure for free because I had such an amazing headline, the shipwrecks at low tide, that it got the attention of the editors of the newspapers. That was the only difference. I did the same hikes before, and they were just hikes. I just named them hikes. When I made them sound amazing, they got the attention, and it made the entire difference. So don't think like, oh, headline, whatever. No, headline is like you should spend a disproportionate amount of time creating an amazing, catchy, unique sounding headline. Of course, after that, you have to have an equally good event description, because when people click on your headline, they'll be hit with the description of the event, and that you shouldn't drop the ball there. You should elaborate on what's going to happen. What you should also do is pitch local website editors, because events are local, and so the editors, the journalists and editors you need to pitch are the local ones. Ones for your Sunday paper, ones for the like what's cool in the city today. Every city has that. So all these local publications, from blogs to newspapers to everything in between to maybe local radio, should pitch them. And guess what that's going to do? This amazing thing is going to happen. When you get enough mentions of your event and your website, your website will begin to be higher, more authoritative in Google because of all the inbound links. So it's going to positively impact your Google SEO, and so you're going to be getting more traffic from search, from people searching for events in whatever city you are. So it's going to positively impact your SEO. Now, how else to attract publicity? If you have high-profile speakers, let's say, the number 2 guy at Apple or something, or whatever, like somebody who's like known in your industry, they can get you publicity in 2 ways. One is, of course, they can promote the event to their circle, to their network, so you can get some of their friends to come, and then maybe their friends can come, learn about your event, and come to your next events too. Or you can put their name into the title of the event, and so the event looks cooler. Like, are we going to talk about maybe Bitcoin? Okay, yeah, we're going to talk about Bitcoin. Or we're going to talk about Bitcoin with like the guy who's the most successful guy in Bitcoin. Okay, if you drop his name, which is known in the industry, of course that's going to get so much more attention, and he's going to be able to promote it on his social media also and everything. And so having that high profile speaker makes a tremendous difference for so many things, right? For the event quality, for the interest you generate, for the headline, and for the marketing of it. Also, there's something called HARO, Help a Reporter Out. This is a website that's generally going to get you mentioned on global sites. You go there and you sign up as what's called a source, where if journalists need help and advice in something in which you are an expert, then you help them and they quote you in their publication, and then they give you a link to your site. So that's again going to give you a little bit of a mention and a boost to your SEO as well. So that helps you quite a bit. As I mentioned earlier, you pitch your radio stations. Hopefully your events are so cool that the word just gets out about you. But you can help that along by literally, there's not a lot of radio stations locally, and you can literally identify what all of them are, identify what all the shows are, and see who are the speakers, who are the I guess the hosts of those shows, and pitch and email them and try to, or you can even try to meet them on social media. You can become friends with them on Twitter, on whatever, on Facebook and LinkedIn, and become friendly with them. Not like friends, don't be creepy, no creepy, but you can become friendly with them on social media and then say, hey, I got this really cool thing, do you have a spot for me to be on the show? And because it's local, it's usually easier. Things that are on a national level, it's much harder to get into those. But on a local level, it tends to be, sometimes it can be surprisingly easy. And another tip is there's such a thing called local press club. It's just like HARO, but in person. So major cities like San Francisco, New York, Houston, they have press clubs. All you have to do is look for Google press club in whatever city you are, put that into Google, and what you're gonna get is the press club. And sometimes they meet. And sometimes you can register, you can come there, and that's for the local press. They meet there, and you can come and say, hey, I'm a source. And they can quote you in their publications or the articles that they're writing. So again, you're going to get a mention and a link for your SEO. So a lot of this publication, this publicity thing, really takes care of two things. Of course, it gets you the traffic, but also it tremendously helps your SEO, your Google SEO. So that's how you get publicity for events, a whole bunch of different ways. I've done a number of these really successfully, so I know that these work and they'll work for you too.